and I still haven't done my top 10 anticipated films of 2024, but better late than never. Comment down below, what are some of your anticipated films of 2024? While you're down there, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. So today we're doing the annual anticipated films of the year video. Let's talk about some honorable mentions. Kung Fu Panda 4. I'm a big lover of Kung Fu Panda and Kung Fu Panda 2. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So I'm excited and curious to see what they put out with this film. The Bike Riders, which is the Jeff Nichols film, was supposed to come out back in December of 2023. Beetlejuice 2. I really do love the first Beetlejuice film. Let's jump into the actual list of my top 10 anticipated films of 2024. Starting with number 10, which goes to Civil War. This is the Alex Garland written and directed film. I'm excited to see what this story is actually going to be, how they're going to end this kind of story in this film. Alex Garland always makes really interesting and cool looking films. This is a really interesting and pulse pounding, it looks like, kind of movie. The cast looks amazing, from Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons to Nick Offerman. I think this movie is going to be scary, and the fact that they even made a movie about this is so relevant to this time and what is happening in not just the world, but specifically within America. I'm really excited for this film. Number 9 is a horror film in Maxine. Ty West is this great horror director who did these other 2 films of X and Pearl, and this is going to be the 3rd film in his trilogy. This film is set in the 1980s of the porn industry in Hollywood and Los Angeles. I am so excited to see what this movie is going to be like. Mia Goth is always so entertaining to watch. This is a horror film that I've been anticipating for quite some time, ever since I saw both X and Pearl from a couple years ago.
Well, we're waiting.
Number 8 is going to Inside Out 2. I really did enjoy the first Inside Out film. They're hitting this time in the character of Riley's life of like puberty and all these changes. So I think it's going to make some hilarious comedy, some great movie, beautiful, horrifying sort of coming of age story, which was the first film. And I think it's going to be another hit. Number 7 goes to The Fall Guy. Paying homage and paying respects to the great stuntmen of Hollywood and of filmmaking. And of course, it stars Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, Aaron Taylor Johnson. It's got a great cast, cool premise of like a stunt guy getting caught up in like sort of espionage and sort of spy action kind of world. And how that's going to translate, I'm very curious to see. I love action movies. I think they are always so underrated. I'm such a lover of stunts, of great cinematography, and of funny comedy, and this film seems like it has all 3 of those things. So with all of that combined, that's why The Fall Guy is number 7 on my list. Number 6 goes to Nosferatu. Willem Dafoe, Nicholas Hoult, written and directed by Roger Eggers, who had done a great vast of horror stylistic films such as The Witch, The Lighthouse, The Northman, which I really did enjoy. His films are always filled with such intense intrigue and mystery, yet are always so entertaining and sometimes darkly comedic, like especially The Lighthouse. I am excited to see how Roger Eggers takes this and adapts it for modern times. Number 5 goes to the prequel, but also sequel film of Furiosa. Follow-up film to Mad Max Fury Road, which back, I think, came out in like 2015, almost 10 years ago. Holy crap.
Holy shit!
And I remember seeing that film in theater, and it changed my life for like how to make action films and how to make a chase movie. I think it is Absolutely brilliant filmmaking. I am so stoked for this movie. I'm so excited. A great cast being led by Anya Taylor-Joy as a young Furiosa, Chris Hemsworth, and a whole slew of other actors. This is going to be an awesome film. I know some people are like, oh, the CGI doesn't look very good in the trailers. Relax. We said the same thing when Mad Max Fury Road was coming out. So I'm so excited to check out this movie. I can't wait.
This is so exciting.
Number 4 goes to Joker, Folie à Deux. Todd Phillips coming off of his dark, horrifying film Joker, coming back with Joaquin Phoenix in the titular role, with Lady Gaga this time joining him as Harley Quinn, the Joker's lover. And it's a musical. Sounds like a great piece of cinematic cake. Is it going to be a Martin Scorsese sort of knockoff like how it was for the first Joker film with like Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy? Or is he going to take more inspiration from like musicals? I'm just curious to see what kind of, again, cake he's baking in the oven for this film. That's why for me, Joker, Folie à Deux comes out on number 4 on my list. Number 3 goes to Gladiator 2. Gladiator is my favorite film of all time. I love Ridley Scott. I'm a big fan of historical epics, so anything in that genre I'm in. The fact that Ridley Scott, one of my favorite directors, back for this film is so exciting for me. And the cast is astonishing, being led by Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal. Woo!
Oh man, I haven't been this excited since I met Cool Hand Luke.
I'm a bit apprehensive about a Gladiator 2. I don't know if, after all these years since 2000, Ridley Scott is able to recapture the magic of the first film. A little bit hesitant, but ultimately I'm putting my best foot forward and I'm deciding to lead with belief and hope in Ridley Scott.
I believe.
Number 2 goes to Deadpool 3. Yes, another sequel on this list. Damn, there's a lot of sequels coming out this year. Deadpool 3 is probably one of my most anticipated comic book movies of the last 10, 15 years. I just love Deadpool. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love that it's a Canadian superhero. That's right. Canadian represent, baby.
Our home and native land.
The fact that Wolverine, who is my favorite superhero of all time, is back with Hugh Jackman. Oh, thank you. I'm so excited that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman actually get to do a film together and they get to play these characters off one another. It is just cinematic beauty. The only reason that this film isn't number 1 is because my number 1 just absolutely blows every other movie on this list out of the water. Make sure you click that like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Also, while you're down there, comment down below what films are you looking forward to, and I want to hear your top 10. So let's jump into the number 1 most anticipated film of 2024, and that goes to Dune Part 2. No surprise here, I'm a big lover of Denis Villeneuve as a filmmaker. Again, Canada represent.
Oh, Canada.
I loved the first Dune film. I was such a mega fan of it. I'm so excited to see this sci-fi world yet again. I don't know anything about the lore. I'm just going off of the film that I have seen, the part 1. And for me, because of the filmmaker, the actors, the story, the great job that they did with part 1, I think this is going to be an awards contender, bringing hopefully the conclusion of this story to a close, to a satisfying close. All of that combined makes this film my most anticipated movie of 2024. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on Mr. Teach Film Preach. Definitely come back and check out some other videos and other reviews, such as my top 10 films of 2023, my top 5 favorite films of 2023. Have a great day, everyone. Stay focused, stay awesome, and as always, let's get Todd.